Welcome to the deep dive.
Hello.
Today we're jumping into a really delightful bit of writing. It's called the Junetober Fest.
Right? It's just an excerpt, really, but it tells this great story about a small town mix-up. A pretty big one, actually.
Yeah, it seems simple on the surface, but our mission here is to kind of unpack it, see what surprising nuggets, maybe even genuinely useful insights it holds for navigating, life's unexpected moments when plans just go completely sideways.
Absolutely. And the setting is key. We're in this town called Whistlewood. Classic small town, you picture it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the whole thing starts because of, berry jam at the calendar committee meeting.
Berry jam. Okay, I need to hear this.
Yeah, someone apparently spilled it all over the planning board. Sounds messy.
Uh-huh.
And the, let's say, sticky result was that they accidentally scheduled the June Strawberry Festival and the October Pumpkin Fair for the exact same day.
Oh, wow. Okay, not just a little oops. That's summer meets fall head on.
Precisely. Total seasonal collision.
And that's how Junetober Fest came to be.
That's the legend. Junetober Fest. You gotta love the name.
I do. Can you imagine that town meeting? Announcing that schedule.
Well, what's great is how the story says they reacted instead of, total panic.
Which you'd expect.
Right. They sort of leaned into the absurdity of it all. The Mayor Pickles.
Mayor Pickles, perfect name.
Isn't it? He makes this official announcement. Wear shorts and scarves.
Ah, love it.
We're celebrating summer and fall. And apparently he kicked the whole thing off by playing a trumpet made from a zucchini.
A zucchini trumpet. Okay, that detail alone tells you everything. That's brilliant.
It really sets the tone, doesn't it? It just gets weirder or maybe more wonderful from there.
So what else happened? The food must have been interesting.
Oh, you bet.
Yeah.
The source mentions booths selling hot cocoa with slices of watermelon in it.
Get out. Hot cocoa and watermelon.
Yep. A true Junetober special, I guess. Right next to pumpkin pie ice cream.
Wow. Okay, that is quite the combination. What about activities?
It's just as mixed up. They had strawberry scarecrow building contests.
Strawberry scarecrows.
And hay rides, but people were tossing beach balls around during them.
Beach balls on a hayride.
And bobbing for apples, but in a kiddie pool filled with lemonade instead of water.
It sounds absolutely mad, but fun mad, maybe.
Exactly. Fun mad. It sounds completely bonkers, right? But the story really makes a point that the town didn't just put up with it, they actually embraced it.
How so?
Well, it gives this charming example of twins, Tilly and Tim. They showed up for the costume contest.
Okay.
One was a sunflower ghost, the other a pumpkin pirate.
Sunflower ghost and pumpkin pirate. I love it.
And they won. The point wasn't about making sense. It was just about, joining in on the glorious, chaotic fun.
And see, that's where I think the real gold is. This story, it's funny, yes, but there's something quite profound underneath, isn't there?
Definitely.
The source nails it with the takeaway. Everyone was laughing. They were doing this dance called the Junetober Jig.
The Junetober Jig.
Right. And the key feeling was, even though nothing made sense, everything was perfectly fun.
That line is everything. Nothing made sense.
Right.
Everything was perfectly fun. It just flies in the face of how we usually think, doesn't it? That things need order, need logic to be good or successful or even just enjoyable.
We get so hung up on things making sense, don't we? And we let that stop us sometimes.
Yeah, and this story suggests that maybe the best outcomes, or certainly the most memorable ones, can happen because the plan failed, not despite it.
It wasn't the festival they planned at all.
Not even close.
Yeah.
But by mashing together these two totally different things, June and October, strawberries and pumpkins, they stumbled onto something completely new and joyful.
It really speaks to the power of just letting go of that rigidity, being present. They didn't sit around complaining about the jam.
No time for that.
They just pivoted. They found the fun inside the mix-up itself.
And it wasn't just Mayor Pickles or the twins. The source emphasizes it was the whole town, that collective spirit, everyone willing to laugh, to participate in the weirdness.
Community spirit turning a mistake into a party.
Exactly. That flexibility, that creativity, and leaning on each other, it transformed what could have been a disaster into this, legendary event for them.
So, okay, let's bring it back from Whistlewood. What does this quirky little tale mean for you listening?
Well, it's a reminder, isn't it? Maybe a slightly wacky one, but still powerful.
Yeah.
Maybe we put way too much pressure on everything needing to be perfectly mapped out or logical.
We really do. We like our boxes neat.
We do. So this Junetober way of thinking, it kind of throws out an interesting question for you to maybe cue on later.
Okay, what's that?
If you let yourself embrace just a little bit of that Whistlewood spirit, that, Junetober flexibility. What two things in your life right now that seem totally mismatched?
Hmm. Like different hobbies, maybe?
Yeah.
Or work projects?
Could be anything. Even contradictory approaches to solving a problem. What if you deliberately tried to combine them?
What kind of unexpected fun or maybe even unexpected success could you stumble upon?
Exactly. What could happen if you decided that even if nothing makes sense, maybe, just maybe, it could still be perfectly fun?
Something to think about after this deep dive. Thanks for joining us.